Obviously, if we were to fight really strong enemies, then that wouldn't necessarily be the case, but at least against enemies that are roughly our level, might we find that we are already at the maximum amount of useful armor piercing, perhaps. But anyways, we have now done what we were looking to do in that area there with Roach, and if we could just find our way back to the Oxenfurt general area here. Actually, we were also seeing that there was a quest over here, one that was might have technically been a treasure hunt. Let's just confirm what we want our next step to be, because Skellige, definitely not. We're going to stick with Novigrad at least for now. We have not done, or we haven't concluded either of these two yet, and there are still side quests as well, so definitely ways to go there. We can talk to Priscilla, that is going after the treasure, or in terms of getting Junior, we can try to go to his hideout, which is, we believe, somewhere in Oxenfurt. So I think this is the answer now. We're trying to make our way toward Oxenfurt, unless there are other secondary quests in that general area. This one is kind of, sort of, but it's fairly far away. So I'd like to get something that's a little bit more directly in Oxenfurt. We know that's Novigrad, or Greater Novigrad, and we've leveled up once since we fought him, but I think we're probably still not quite ready for that. Oh, I don't know where that is, actually. I'm interested to see where that is. We've apparently played everyone else who's a big city player. That might be worth pursuing. This is the other one that's directly in Oxenfurt. Anything else? You might be in Oxenfurt. Let's check. Yeah? So we have an innkeep, we have the paints, we have the main quest. We have anything else? We appear to have several options in that case. Following the threat. Oh no, that's now far away. Other than that, that's Skellige. Yeah, so I think that's mostly it. So my main question in that case is, do we start by doing one of the side or main quests, or do we make a point of just exploring the general Oxenfurt area first, the city itself, and see if we happen to come across anything else along the way? And we, if so, do whatever happens to happen there. I think maybe let's go for the paint first, the volunteer, because that was a while ago that we picked this one up. And the Gwent, I think we might happen across that stuff soon anyway, like on our way over there we might run into the innkeeper. The other thing is, yeah, like I said, there's definitely a treasure hunt over here, which I'm kind of tempted to do now while we're still technically in Velen and not Oxenfurt. So you know what? I take it back. Let's do that first. Which I think is, yeah, it's not in the secondary quest category. So we, for a while there, even forgot about it, I think. But it's this, battlefield loot. Follow the blood trail from battlefield, the loot using your Witcher senses. So it is up here. Yeah, we were saying earlier, we were potentially thinking of approaching from the Oxenfurt side, but there's a really powerful enemy guarding this hidden treasure here. So at least this most direct route wasn't going to make a lot of sense. But we could either approach it from Eindhold here, or Quarry. Oh, I thought we were at fast travel signpost, but apparently we need to take a step forward first. Here we go. Yeah, so it was level 20. It is up this way. So I think that's a pretty good fit for us right now. I thought I remember that we ran into some kind of like bog hag or something like that previously when we were first in this area, and that's how we initially got the quest. So I do wonder what, if anything, we still have to fight. Are we actually done with it? I mean, that was a while ago, so I doubt we successfully fought a level 20 enemy at that point in time, because we probably would not have been able to handle it. But maybe I just don't remember.
Death on 3 pounds of steel.
So, actually this way? So yeah, now we have a little more context as to why all the Redanians are here. Of course, we had some suspicion. We had some people, we heard them say that the Redanians were trying to take Novigrad, or at least had some interest in it. Yes. Excuse me. We were the ones that destroyed this monster nest, not you. So, what are you so worked up with that? But yeah, now we know that Radovid has more specific plans, it seems. Oh, is it this? Are you guys? That's a normal water hag. I mean, they are perhaps still good to fight because they do have some items that are fairly hard to come by. I sidestepped, but in the wrong direction. Even if it's a low level, I think just getting the... Ooh, another one. Just getting the items is not a bad thing. Oh, right as we were about to take you out. Hello. Oh, I dodged you the first time. Please come back. Bring these back on. Oh, right as we were about to come after you. Can I just throw a punch at you? Oh, preemptive. Got it. Got 5th essence? That's, I don't think that's something we've gotten much of. Cow water, similar story. Okay. But the primary thing we're looking for is actually... Oh! Hello. Oh, you are level 20. That might be the person we're looking for. Technically speaking, of course, we're supposed to go a little bit further up, but it might be that just so happens that this is where we would have ultimately found ourselves going. I would have loved if you had not dropped your loot right in the middle of that poison cloud, but we can, I believe, still do this. Water essence, rib leaf, venom extract, okay. Yeah, so I have a feeling that might have been the enemy that was quest was based off of. Quest level. But yeah, like I said, I think I'm fine. Find more of these water hags of various assortments, because I think we did see one or two popping up here previously. I thought we were gonna catch one there, just on the shoreline. More foglets, okay. Oh, that's not really the one we want. This is. There we go. As soon as we get it up, it goes down, but one foglet down. I think there's still one more here. Once again, I mean, sure, we did lose the Quen as soon as we put it on, but at the same time, if it gets them to pop out, then that is helpful. Ooh, foglet leadership as well. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, there are actually several enemy loots over here, like, right? Oh, just rabbits. Okay. That's understandable. That happens on occasion. I don't necessarily feel terribly inclined to fight foglet after foglet. Water hags is a little more open to. But I suppose if this guy insists... Oh. There we go. And not as lucrative a reward that time. So let's head back over in this direction to where the quest is technically located. Trying to follow, I should say, a trail of blood somewhere here, and I do remember that we saw one previously. Oh, seriously not? Oh, we probably saw that previously and said to ourselves, yeah, not worth it. Okay, you can get rid of you just because I think you're in the general area that we're looking to go through. So, we're gonna find it a little bothersome to be constantly dodging you if we don't take you out now. There we go. Get the rabbit pelt that you created as well. Likely the same deal here too. I suppose. Just raw meat. Okay, Nope. Here's something. Yeah. Certainly some blood. Leading us in this direction. I do remember that we were following this previously. Thought we got a bit stuck and couldn't see where it was ultimately leading us. There's something here. Seems to be locked behind this. Can we get all this stuff out of the way? There we go. Did we do all the tough stuff earlier? Yep, and it was just a matter of getting to this chest, and we couldn't find it? Alright, well, we've done it now. Runestones, Axii, platelets, sword, and some trousers. Let us... Oh, in fact, we might be encumbered now. Just barely. We did pick up a fair bit of stuff there, so we could probably drop something like this, I'm guessing. Not great. Worth 87 coins is something, but more importantly, want to see the higher rarity weapon that we just picked up. It's level 11, so it's not great in that sense. It is a silver sword, so we're in a little more need of upgrading that, because we're only using level 13 sword right now. This would have better Bard and Axii intensity. Critical hit damage bonus. We do have some critical scaling, so that's not a terrible thing. Also, despite the fact that it says this is 0% better from a crit chance standpoint, as far as I know, 4% is one higher than 3%, so it is better in that regard as well. So even though the base damage is definitely worse, you could almost make a case. Well, actually, and has 0% durability? Wow. It is more beat up than our current sword. Yeah, if you were to fully repair this, I think you could make a case that it would be better than our Moonblade right now. Of course, it's not currently fully repaired, and we could potentially invest in it to make that happen. It's just that I think, is that really worthwhile for a level... which one was it? This one here? For a level 11 weapon when we are at level 18 ourselves? Probably would just be better to craft or purchase a weapon that is far better than that. We do need to drop something, though. That much we do need to do. The pants, I think we're going to find, are not terribly good. They are level 13. In terms of raw armor, they're actually decent. But they're just normal rarities. They don't have vitality or that other stuff. So, thinking if we just drop whatever is least valuable here, well, it's probably our... stylish clothing, to be honest. Part of me is reluctant to dump that. Just for, you know, in case we find the need to dress up once more. Of course, we did at one point in time previously, before that party, when we were visiting the Emperor, and we would have been able to save a little bit if we didn't need to repurchase fancy clothing after that. But, I mean, that's all in all a pretty minor thing. Mostly just it's kind of fun to have that in our back pocket. So in some ways, I feel like it'd be nice to continue to have that option. But anyways, so that's done now. And at this point, I think we are definitely in the clear. Head back over to Oxenfurt, because this was the only thing that we are a reasonable level for in this area. As the crow flies... Ooh, enemy here. It is close-ish to Oxenfurt, yes, but as we were saying before, it just doesn't quite... That's not coming. Wanted to throw on the Gwen. Here's... Doing that a little too quick. Too quickly. And likewise there. Is there more of them? I was gonna say, if you didn't drop a single thing after that, I would have not been happy with you. But yeah, even though as a crow flies, this is rather close to Oxenfurt, because there isn't a good way to walk over from one to the other. Still not terribly efficient. Like, this would be the quickest way to walk over, would be to go in this direction we're facing right now, but this is like a... I think this was our first question mark enemy. Either that or it was like 70-something. So we would get absolutely annihilated if we went in that direction. That's why I think probably just want to head back to a fast travel location. That way, well, we don't have to worry ourselves too much about that. And, you know, we'll sprint through the poison cloud ever so briefly. Don't worry about it. Oh. Lots of drowners here. I don't remember that. For level 9, which is... I think it's something. Probably still not worth fighting them in truth. But they're here. So previously, what I was saying before was that we were regenerating our stamina quickly enough with our signs that we would use an Igni like that, and then as soon as the enemies were done burning, we would just Igni them again. It had just enough regeneration to do that. Now that we've put on some medium armor, that might no longer be the case. It's a problem. So, I'm not sure. That was one of my reasons for being hesitant to throw on medium armor before. We did throw on one such type of armor. Might be that with just one we're still okay. Still have the combo working in our favor. Just enough regeneration. It's like we see incinerated, yes, and yeah, still burning. Even by the time we get the Igni back, so it does seem as though we're in the clear in that regard. So that's good to know. In the name of science. Useful test. So we'll head back. And this is going to be, I think, pretty close to where the troll is, in fact. One who we're, in theory, picking up the paints for. But we're not going to use his fast travel location. We're going to use this one instead. Either way. We'll get there soon. Those are just neckers. I mean, those guys are really low level. There are a lot of them. They are probably going to see us right now. They are arguably easier to take out with Igni. If you can get them all together, then it's great. Do this and burn a bunch. Don't necessarily think we're gonna hit the mark on more than one, though. Unfortunately, they just didn't quite line up the way I wanted them to. I'm hopping, technically speaking. Oh, okay, there's a tree behind us that I did not see, yet we still were able to dodge them. Apparently we just have invincible frames or something, because we were technically dodging, but at the same time, we were functionally not moving out of the way. So it looks kind of silly, but it did work, sorta. That's what I wanted. Burn them all. There you see, it's still burning. By the time we get Igni back, no issues there. Whoa! So, take out the neckers without having to use up any of our weapon durability or anything like that, so in that case, it's all profits. Just ignore the fact that we totally fixed that necker's skull. Just don't think about it. Don't think about it too much. Ooh, Arnari is actually, yeah. That's what these are, and don't mind if I do. So let's head over to our fast travel spot. I'm gonna say, I don't remember this place, but apparently, there's loot here. Mostly just alcohol, but that's fine. Oh, limestone is not bad. Or still on this side. Huh. Interesting. Let's just take a look at where exactly we are right now. I'm surprised that we had not seen that. Near this monster nest that we went to previously? In theory, there could be a little bit more, because there's certainly plenty of rubble in this area. There's those herbs, yes. Maybe we approached it from one angle, though, and not the other? I don't know. More stuff here? Oh, that's just water. But it's something. Okay. And up here? That's like basically where we just were, so think we're good. But sure. We'll pick it up. This is the fast travel location we were looking for. So let's head back. I think to Overgrad Gate probably is now the most efficient way to get over there. And we could explore a little bit more directly around the chess club. I think we did look over there once upon a time, but not over here, where we were pretty head down, just going in to this building here.
Witcher, what are you looking at?
None of your business. Assuming you guys would not be happy if I stole that empty bottle there, not that I really want it. Fifth essence, that is kind of tempting. I mean, that guy's staring right at us, but didn't seem to care. Part of me is tempted. Part of me is saying, there are so many people right here, it is a terrible idea. I'm not saying anything. Yeah, they're not tracking us down. Hey. Sure. Take it then. Anything else in this area we should know about? Oh, the other thing is, we did see a really fancy boat over somewhere near Oxenford. And it did have a Redanian sigil on it of some sort. I don't remember if it's on this side or the other side. And of course, the fact that the King of Redania is here, perhaps a good explanation as to why that was. Maybe it wasn't on this side, or maybe it's further up that way? Oh, but you know what we have to do, right? There's obviously going to be loot under the bridge. Obviously. Like, on this part of the bridge, there will be loot under it. And by this part, I mean that stuff over there totally qualifies. But let's just take one more look at things in and around the chess club area. I'm actually interested to see if we can go back in that building there. Just say another quick hello to our good old pal Radovid. There are other buildings out here as well, so we'll probably want to give those a look too.
So bored I could spew.
So, like, will you guys get mad if we try to walk in here? Is it gonna be locked? Yeah, it's locked. Understandable, I suppose. You know, the fact that there are so many guards out there and there's a king inside, probably reason to not let random people into the building. Okay, so let's check these buildings out here first. Classic alchemist powder, of course. I might have known. Let me go into whatever building this is. That's also locked. Now, as we saw in other areas before, just about every other area, generally speaking, things become more available once you do the main quest. So we might have reason to do the main quest in this area first, with phosphorus. That's nice. And then start looting some stuffs. Generally exploring, seeing if other side quests start to pop up. That's maybe not a bad idea, but I think maybe we make one exception for this little area on the outskirts of town. I'm not sure we're gonna spend much time coming back here now that we've already gone to the chess club. It's just a cat. I swear, those cats, meow is maybe the wrong word, but, hiss, really? The cat hisses sound a lot like a monster. Did we actually go in this building, or did we only loop around it? Well, it's locked, so we definitely didn't go in. This one is the one we were just in, was it not? Pretty sure. Already losing track. There aren't even that many buildings here. Laundry. There are a lot of laundry places. We saw some on the outskirts of Novigrad as well. Anything else? Just check out this building. More leathers of various varieties and skins. Emerald dust that sounds good, sure. We did pick up some other crafting-ish materials recently, so I do wonder if we might... Oh, I didn't realize we could go over here. Might be able to make some new potions of some variety. That might be worth a quick look. Definitely read do-it-yourself. I recognize the name of that one. We do have a lot of stuff in our inventory right now, so we could potentially make the case that it's worth trying to make it over to some kind of shopkeeper soon, so that we can actually pick up stuff. I mean, most items that we're seeing here are generally going to be minor crafting things that aren't going to have any weight to them, or minimal weight to them. But if we do find other goodies and we can't pick them up because we have too much stuff in our inventory, then of course that's less than ideal. So let's just see what's on the edge of this little peninsula here. And then we'll head on in. Looks like for the most part it's just plants. And rabbits. I mean, the white myrtle petals aren't terribly relevant to us. Oh, it's actually an isthmus! You fooled me, it's not a peninsula. How dare I suggest such a thing. Let's go in from the main gate, though. If we could go in from that angle, yes. But we want to get a good first impression of the city. I think it's best to approach from the main entrance, right? That's the place where they're expecting us. On some occasions, I suppose, might be a bad thing. We're trying to sneak in, and we do want to go in the side door, but right now, I think we're just guests. You don't care if we take this? Nice. In which case, I think that means we've done just about everything that we want to do out here. Let's head on in. And so the question now is, do we explore? Do we look for the paint? Do we look for the shopkeeper? Or do we do the main quest? Those are the big things we're considering. I'm curious as to how densely... Oh, there's the huge ship. Yeah, that's the one that I was referring to earlier. The one where, presumably, the king came in. So, yeah, I'm curious as to, is this as densely populated as Novigrad is? Because it is kind of, sort of, still Novigrad, or like, you know, it's Greater Novigrad, or whatever you want to call it. It is theoretically a university of sorts. I don't know if the city is like 100% a university. Okay, so are you gonna get mad at us? Probably. If we take this?
Who do you think you are?
Yes. Okay.
Hey, you.
Just checking. Just checking. So, yeah. I asked how much stuff is here, basically, to gauge how much do we expect to be doing. Just walking around exploring. Are you gonna see us here? I mean, I'm not sure it's worth stealing a fishing rod when that does have some weight to it and don't have much need for it. But yeah, I think, tell you what, it is probably worth heading over to the shopkeeper first and doing the Gwent, because, like we were saying before, if not, then we're probably going to run out of inventory space pretty darn soon. And I'd like to offload some items before that ends up happening. Because, generally speaking, it's not a great thing. Sometimes we just have junk, and it's not a terrible idea to just dump the junk. But, why not get out ahead of the problem? So, for that reason, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it, huh? What if I take that, or maybe that rope ladder, or maybe this? Oh, that's cold. That's actually arguably worth taking. Whereas the other stuff, maybe not. Whoa, okay, I did not actually take that. I'll let you know. I did not actually take that. I mean, I did take the coal, obviously, but you didn't notice that. So, take a little bit of issue with that one. Obviously, you know, you're level 31. We are very much not level 31, so this is going to be rather tricky. We could try to take you out. I don't necessarily think it's a good idea. You can burn through armor using Igni, and that was seemingly pretty effective there. Now, you didn't get incinerated that time. And there are, yes, other people in this area, other guards, it sounded like. So that would become a pretty big issue. Yes, they are coming to surround us. If we jump in the water, will you do anything? I'm curious. He's quick. We can't catch him, guys. Because we did see something like this happen at one point in time in Novigrad. I mean, one time it happened accidentally and we died. Other time it happened and we deliberately ran away, went far enough away that they forgot about us, came back and we were fine. So, part of me is curious if we can actually take this guy on with Igni, because we dealt a surprising amount of damage with it. If you bring friends, then it is probably more or less impossible for us. But if we could, like, get on up here with enough time and space, get up, and throw an Igni at you, or maybe you just immediately forget. Hey, man. Then watch us take something here. Okay, I didn't take that one, actually. I mean, that was, of course, he got mad at us even though I didn't take one before. So, interesting. Pushing the limits there a little bit, I guess. But the more you know. I'm curious if we were to take a fight with him again. If he would be at full HP or if he would have a little bit of HP gone. Because we did, of course, take off a little bit of his HP. If you are pointed in the other direction, you notice this. That's still rope ladders. Fried fish, that's not super valuable here. So, I mean, I am intrigued a little bit. But at the same time, let's not push it too far here. Like I said, let's go first and foremost to the innkeeper, which is, I think, under secondary quest, isn't it? It's not big city players. There's one for playing innkeepers here. You have a unique card, so yeah, that sounds good. So you're over this way. There is also a notice board, which could give us more quests. So I think probably between those two things, that might be the best way for us to start. We won't spend too long, at least not immediately, going into every single door, checking every single road. Because like I said, I think first we want to make a point of offloading some of our stuffs. And yeah, I think it does appear as though the city is quite a bit smaller. I mean, is it technically its own city? Or is it just a university? I mean, there are a crazy amount of guards here. Slash soldiers. I mean, this is, I guess, the angle from which, or the place from which, Redanians are looking to take over the city of Novigrad. Basically starting in Oxenfurt, and then moving from there into Novigrad. Seems like that's the case. Let's check this out, though. Beware of trolls. No, we know a good troll. Caution. A troll's been seen and heard to the east of Oxenfurt. East of Oxenfurt. We know one to the west of Oxenfurt, on the left bank of the Pontar. Said troll has been known to sing Redanian marching tunes. That's definitely the same troll, but we definitely saw him to the west of here. Anyways, said troll's been known to sing Redanian marching tunes. It is suspected this is part of some Nilfgaardian diversion tactic. What? He was saying he was friends with the Redanian army that he'd enlisted. Was he lying to us? It is recommended that this area be avoided until the appropriate branch of His Majesty's services can take care of the problem. In the event of an encounter with the troll, it is recommended to remain immobile, keeping low to the ground and covering one's head with one's arms. There exists a chance that the beast will not then attack, or it will mistake the potential victim, thus situated, for a rock. Okay. Well, maybe, maybe not. Ooh, a contract here. Monster in Oxenfurt, like directly in the city? By orders of our most magnanimous ruler, okay, King Radovid V, an itinerant monster slayer reading this notice is obliged to abandon any currently unresolved contracts immediately and devote himself to tracking and slaying this monster. The beast in question has befouled the cradle of human intellect, the city within whose territory lies the oldest of academies of learning, namely, Oxenford. The swordsman who puts an end to its criminal doings will be rewarded with the king's full generosity. Okay, I mean, that certainly sounds like something we'll want to do. And peace in the Oxenford Forest, I'm assuming, is separate from that one we were just reading before. That other one was presumably directly in the city. This one is a little bit outside the city. If you know no fear and seek work, read this notice. The call contained therein will be of great interest to you. Hans of Sidaris, soldier of fortune and veteran of many wars, hereby makes known the following. Being greatly concerned about the fate of the local peasantry, which suffers horribly from the attacks of some monster nesting in the forest near Oxenford, I've decided to grant a purse of Novigrad crowns to the man who slays this beast. Yet may it be known that any man who comes to me without a trophy shall receive no gold, but instead shall be tossed out on his arse, so hard he shan't sit again till the end of his days. Interesting. From Hans of Sidaris, world-famous soldier of fortune, veteran of numerous wars, honored member of the Order of the Lily, whatever that means. Now, of course, we do almost 100% of the time return with a trophy after completing the Witcher contracts or defeating the enemies that the Witcher contracts are for. The one exception being, I don't know if this was technically a Witcher contract or a side quest, but the succubus in Novigrad that we had to sort of strike a deal with. Even though we didn't actually fight her, she did give us a way to give off the perception that we had taken her out. So I do wonder if maybe we'll find ourselves in a similar situation this time where we will have the option of either destroying the beast or not, and if we don't, then this person, Hans of Sidaris, is not going to be terribly happy with us. Beware of frauds. The individual claiming to be a graduate of Oxenford Academy and showing a diploma bearing the name Odrin is a fraud. I feel like we've heard that name. Our academy has never issued and never will issue a diploma to the above-mentioned individual. Interesting. Thought that was someone who was giving us one of the contracts in Novigrad itself. Gwent. Play around with Stepnian. I do think this is the person we're looking for. Beat everyone you've ever played in Gwent. Consider yourself a prime player, ready to face the best of the best. Then try your hand against... Is it technically... I suppose the J is usually a Y-like sound. So, Stefan? A man so good it seems the cards play themselves. To learn more, come to the Alchemy Inn in Oxenford. That is the barkeep. Warning. The individual who vandalized the city walls with the inscription King Ratty will die like his daddy. Oh, it rhymes, so you know it's true. Must report to the nearest military outpost at once. I remind all Oxenford students that university privileges, the freedom of expression included, have been revoked, and further such outbursts will not be tolerated. Addendum. The half-literate moron who wrote, 8 arse? I don't really know what the first word is actually supposed to mean, but okay. Spelled with a double S and an accent mark on another wall is also to report to the nearest military outpost at once. Failure to do so will result in an investigation being launched and the perpetrator being prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Okay. So, several new quests. Beware of Trolls is, of course, the notice that we got. We just read. The Oxenford Drunk is one of the contracts? Is that the one that's directly in the city? And then there's one in the Oxenford Forest? I mean, I am curious as to what level those are, for sure. They're both going to fall under the Witcher contract category. I would think that the Drunk is a low level, but who knows? It's not this one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not this one either. Not this one. This one. The Drunk is actually level 26. Wow, so that's one of, if not our highest, of these contracts. Oh, and then the Forest is 35. Okay, so both those are quite high levels. Definitely not ready for that. But good to at least know that they exist. And there are tons and tons of plants here. I'm curious of what variety. Are they good ones, or are they not so good ones? Like, where are they? You say they're all over the place here. Eh? But like, where? There's also tons of stuff for us to loot, but at the same time, there are so many soldiers here. Here's the armor. At some point, we definitely will want to speak to you, yes. And in fact, we probably could sell a lot of stuff to you. You know what? Yeah, we will go to the innkeeper as well, but I suppose you do serve a similar purpose. Talking to you. Let's just check if there's anything directly in here. And you've got a nice setup here. That much is definitely true. Got some nice things to show off. Oh, there's like a trap door that is preventing us from going up to the attic where you are storing the rest of your equipment. Could you please unlock that door so that we could take all of your belongings?